Doug Thompson here, and we're talking about some of the different machines in the shop that I've built. I was trained to build machines by a great machine builder named Paul DeLorenzo, one of the smartest guys I ever met, but he taught me how to build machinery. This is an up-acting press brake. It's the second piece of equipment that I built. It's designed to be built in a small shop. It's primarily composed of the top plate, which is fixed, and the lower plate that moves upward to do whatever bending you're going to do. This is a 2.5-inch plate. I built this machine about 35 years ago. It's a relatively simple press brake. Down-acting press brakes will have a very large tower to accommodate the cylinder and the structural forces that are imposed on the machine when it bends. This is up-acting, so it's a much simpler machine build. If we come around to the side here, this tower starts out life as an I-beam, and I think it's 3/4 inch thick. The rest of the structure is primarily built with 1-inch plate. This element is 1-inch plate. The two sides are 1-inch plate. Kind of all the foot element is 1-inch plate. There is a torsional bar that connects the two cylinders so they push up equally at the same time. Behind the machine, you can kind of see the open architecture of the machine, but I have the two towers left and right. There's a piece of 10-inch pipe at the bottom. There is I think it's a 3-inch or a 3.5-inch round rod that connects the torsion. It is the torsional element. This is the hydraulic system, which sits on top of this structural element that also doubles as the hydraulic tank. So I've got a ton of hydraulic fluid in there, so it never heats up or anything like that if I'm doing a lot of multiple bends. This is a relatively simple backstop arrangement that I've got. But there are two fixed tubes with holes in it, and then I've got this just little fixture that'll move back and forth to hold a specific dimension when you're bending a piece of sheet metal. So we walk to the front of the machine. You can see some of the tooling. I think this is called P22, and it's a fairly steep shape. So if you're bending to a line, you can align it very quickly. The lower tool holder will hold various bars, so you can kind of change the bend geometry pretty quickly. I've made my own dies for doing all sorts of projects. This is something I recently completed. This was just a little stop system. So this pin engages in the holes in the back tubing, and then I've got an adjustable all-thread arrangement, and then I've got a little thing they call a flipper where it'll move up and out of the way as you engage the sheet metal and then bend the part. So I can kind of slip it back into place, adjust this, so when the sheet metal hits the stop, it'll flip up like that. Once it's clamped down, it's not going to move. It's pretty accurate. On this side, you can see how it moves a little tiny bit. But anyways, very accurate. The stops are mechanical, and as I rotate this screw up or down, that controls what the distance is for the lower plate to move up and make the bend. And it's incredibly accurate, and no batteries. It'll last forever. Anyways, great piece of machinery, and I use it all the time.